everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. I hope you're doing really well, and I hopefully will have some good reads for you and mixed in here, because we're going to do the June wrap-up, which was actually short for me. It was it's only 10 books this month, so I'm getting back up there, but I'm still kind of distracted and struggling to get through stuff right now. And unfortunately, I won't be able to show you any pictures because almost all of it is on Kindle. And I finished 3 off my TBR and did not have the sense to grab any of them before I started this. So yeah, we're already a mess. So yeah, if you're having issues with things, don't feel bad. Clearly, so am I. You are not alone. But yeah, I managed 3 off the TBR and was in the middle of the 4th that I didn't finish this month. So I could have shown you a couple, but I got a mixed bag of everything. I've got gamer books, I've got like gothic horror, I've got urban fantasy, some supposed to be funny, some Harry Potter like books, some fairy tale retellings. Like, if you like books, I got you covered this month. Unless you like romances. Sorry, I can tell you some good people you should go check out for romances, but it ain't gonna be me. Because I started off with a Mulan vibes type book. It's She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker-Chan. And, it got dark there at the end. This one, surprisingly, took me like 2 weeks to read. It is on Kindle Unlimited. And I'll list all the books down below, because yeah, I know I talk fast on occasion, and I get confused on, I was going to say this word and then that word, and they came out as another one that makes no sense, because it ain't really a word. Yeah, so I'll drop them below so you actually know what the heck I read. See if any of them sound good to you. But this one it feels very much Mulan. It does take, place in the 1640s in China, so, some of the stuff is really messed up, but time and place, So, that being said, this one, we have a chick whose things are bad in China at the time, and family they're going through drought, starvation, raids, all kinds of stuff, and she's a chick. So she's getting even shorter into the stick than everybody else, to the point that her dad actually offers her up as food to the bandits, who almost seem like the good guys because they defend her on that count. But in response to this, she ends up kind of taking her brother's place, who's supposed to be this great one with this amazing fate, and goes to the monastery and pretends to be him for the rest of the book. And then she she pulls the Mulan thing of, not only is she a chick pretending to be a dude, but there's a war between, the current dynasty and the rebels that are like, no, screw you, you Hun knockoffs. And she leads the rebels into all these battles and starts winning them as, her brother. Because she's a chick, nobody's gonna listen to her. We also get a little bit of romance that I'm not going to spoil that one, but let's just say some groups are going to be clutching their pearls about the romances in this story because they are not traditional. But it's a deep story. It gets a little dark at times, but there is also a sequel to that coming out soon, if not quite already. And yeah, I will be trying to get my hands on that one. And the next one is actually a book that, if I'd been smart, would have grabbed off my shelf. It's Kingdom of Shadows, which is the 3rd book in the Diablo series. It's by Richard Knaak, and this was just a cheesy good time. It's the 3rd book, but it feels like it was written for Diablo 2, whereas I have been playing Diablo 4 recently, and I switched over to a rogue, and it's way more fun than the druid. But, yeah. So this one, if you're a gamer, you will probably enjoy it if you like the Diablo series. If you're not, well, it's magic and necromancers and people thinking that they're, on a quest to heaven, and it's not that they have been severely misled. And, oh, it's just a horrific gamer, good time. Like, is it high literature? Not at all. But it is, like, a good, solid 3-star, just friggin' fun. And then the next one I read was House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This is the first book I've ever read by her, and it was a good freaking time. I wish I'd grabbed that one off my shelf. It wasn't part of my TBR, like, challenge with myself, but I saw it in Walmart, and I made the boyfriend get it for me, because it looked really cool, and I thought it was going to be, like, a fairy tale, like, Little Mermaid-ish thing, because they pretended it was, like, some kind of a fairy tale retelling, and I wasn't sure which one, but, Salt and Sorrows, it's oceany. Little Mermaid, no, it's not. This is a, like, messed up, gothic, like, cheaper by the dozen, all chicks horror story. It's fairy tale-ish, and that there is kind of romance and magic and, mind trippiness. But it ain't the happy kind of fairy tale. Like, this is what people pretend that Grimm's fairy tales are. Like, I have that book. I read some of those for y'all in a separate playlist of, here's some familiar tales that are supposed to be super dark, and they weren't. This one, we start off, like, offing teenage girls. And that ain't even, like, it starts off at a funeral, and it ain't even the first one the family's been to recently for, the guy's daughters. So, this one is dark. It takes place on an island, and oh, the twist at the end, like, I kind of saw it coming, because, well, fairy tale, a few little things, I don't want to give it away, but saw it coming, but how the bad one came about, that one I didn't quite see, so that was pretty cool. But it's just, you get this old, we've got the Lord with all, his daughters and his new wife, who's knocked up, and all these funerals and sneaking out at night, and oh, it's good. There's supposed to be a sequel coming out soon, and I want it. And apparently he did do an actual, like, fairy tale retelling. I think it's a Rumpelstiltskin one. And, I need that. I'm just waiting for it to go on sale. It's a really friggin' good time. And then some ones that I recently told y'all about is the Urban Fantasies by Heather G. Harris, the next 3 in her Other Realm series. Challenge of the Court, Betrayal of the Court, and Revival of the Court. And this is a creature feature shifter romance with a lot of vigilante justice, because we've got the creatures on one side and the human monsters on the other side, and they ain't getting along. The humans are trying to subjugate and, like, basically make it legal to wipe out the creatures. So, it's basically real world played out in magical, more palatable fantasy, and vigilantes go, ha! Down with you! Bad guys are gonna get it! Because it's a fantasy and the good guys always win, and in this case, the good guys are the dragons. Like, who thought the dragons and the werewolves were the good guys, but, they are. And, we've got a lot of sass and snark because we still have Jinx, and honestly, my favorite in this one is the gargoyles, just because, I love it. Like, they're no longer gargoyles, like, that curse has been broken, but part of their curse was they were some foul-mouthed little suckers, and after a couple 100 years, like, I don't have to talk this way anymore, but bump you, I want to. But the way they curse, it's not necessarily, like, the standard what you think of when you think of somebody cussing, but it's very clearly he is not being nice in all the things that he says. And, it's a good friggin' time. I love it. Like, that whole, right now it's a 7-book series. The last one gets mushy because they finally get their wedding, which is kind of the backdrop of these next, like, 3 books that just recently came out. They're all part of Kindle Unlimited, and the spinoff with Lucy, who is Werewolf Queen, and the soon-to-be spinoff with Amber, who is the Witch. That's coming, I believe, next month. So, yay, that'll be a good time. So, if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, go get it. It's worth it just for, this author right here, if nobody else. Like, she's got, I think, like 10 or 11 books. So for $12, yeah, that's a good deal. And then I found something I'm super freaking excited about. It's Bravely by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't have a clue how on earth to say that name, but as it implies, this is a fairy tale retelling of Merida, my favorite princess. Because, yep, we relate. I actually am Scottish too, but we're redheads and we prefer animals to humans. No interest in getting married. But this takes place after the movie. And it's basically where, like, apparently, like, everything has stagnated since the movie, and Faradoc has come to go, nope, y'all gotta disappear so the world can go on and new things can happen. And their other guy went, no. I like this family. You're not pulling that crap. You're not just gonna, like, destroy them so, progress can continue. We're gonna give them a chance. And she's not so sneakily helping Merida along. And, like, so we have all kinds of, like, we get the magic, we get some Scottish lore, we get to travel the countryside, we get Merida getting feisty, and her three brothers getting all up into some shenanigans, and of course getting away with it, because the triplets always do. Get a little bit of, back and forth with the parents, and we even, well, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but it's good. It is a fairy tale, but it is still, it's in true Merida fashion, and I freaking love it. I wish there was a sequel to this, because this author has done other books, but as far as I can tell, this is the only one that's like that. She hasn't done anything else, Disney-ish, though I would love for her to continue, because this is the very first Merida book I have ever found, and I've been looking for years, and they always go, did you mean Frozen? So, but yay, I found a freaking Merida one, and I love it, and y'all should all go read it. Again, it's another one I found on Kindle Unlimited, so, dude, it's got all the good stuff. And the last book I got actually off my TBR list was Scarecrow Returns by Matthew Reilly. It's the 4th book in the Scarecrow series. And in this one, he is in the Arctic. His Scarecrow, I think I actually read the first one with him, was Ice Limit, I believe, where, he's in the Arctic again and dealing with some very bad things and ends up with, like, messed up eyes, hence the nickname Scarecrow. But since he was a Marine, now he's kind of gotten shuffled all around, and now he's like a government product tester up in the Arctic that is about to go bye-bye because some bad guys have taken over a Cold War base, and him and his fellow product testers and their developers are pretty much the last defense to save the world from some, very much... Well, some people will see them as a good guy of, yes, let's destroy the whole world for this small group of people to win. So, yeah. But it's, explosions and gun battles and espionage and all kinds of spycraft and destruction. And, like, the last 100 pages is just a total... They're the character, but we still have 100 pages. What the heck? And then it just goes into high gear for the whole last 100 pages. So if you want some complete, just action-packed, nonstop nonsense, that's just, everybody against, this group. That might be this group. Or we don't know. If you want a lot of bad guys and a lot of action, go check this one out. That's like his whole character. The whole series so far has been good, what I've found of it. I've been reading it all kinds of out of order. And then I read Disaster Inc. by Caihm McDonnel, because I thought it was going to be a Christopher Moore type comedy. It was still good, but it was definitely not Christopher Moore. If you want to know more about that one, I already did a full review on my channel. So I'll drop the link to that video below. And then I read Demons Are Dicks by Evan Ronan on Kindle Unlimited, because, dude, like, that title sounds freaking hilarious. But the main character just, like, I get you have to be kind of tough when you're like, I could go out and die doing my job every day, so yeah, I'm badass, I can do it. But he gets to the point of he's just an unlikable prick. But basically, our main character is, like, he's a slayer, but not lovable like Buffy. And not just, demons and vampires. Like, no, the whole range of stuff exists in this book. And it's his job to hide that fact from the rest of the world to keep us going. Like, vampires have a friggin', like, AA, but it's where I haven't had blood in however many days, because if, 3 strikes, so they go and lies like, yep, but you get a clean pass if it's been 30 days since the last time you drained somebody. And so he goes and busts up their meeting with his new little trainee that he has the hots for, but yet he's a jerk to her at the same time. And, like, this guy, it doesn't matter what side you're on, it aims to offend. Like, everybody's, a great library is made up of something to offend everybody. This book tries to be that one book, so you don't need a bunch of different books to offend anyone. Like, he hates academics, he hates the media, he hates people that get offended. He, trashes Fox, straight up trashes Trump at one point. So, like, he gets on religion, he gets on, people that, are into friggin' anything. So, like I said, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, what you like, what you don't like. You will get attacked at some point in this book, so you can either laugh it off or how dare he talk about my side of things. So, do with that what you will. You will either love it or hate it, or like me, you're just gonna... I didn't mind that part. It was just the character himself. All he did was trash, literally, everybody, because I'm the best thing in the world. That was his whole thing. Whether he was talking to himself, talking to his boss, talking to his mentor, talking to his class, I'm the best thing in the world. Why doesn't everybody bow down to me? And everybody sucks, because I'm the best. Ugh. Yeah, he was a meathead that was very proud of it. But yet he, bashes on meatheads too. So, yeah, that character didn't know what he was, aside from obnoxious, egomaniacal maniac. And then I finished off the month really freaking good. I found a book that, you always get all these, things going, hey, if you like Harry Potter, read this! Because, they know if it's Harry Potter, there's a big audience looking for something else to give them that thrill of, I used to love this, I want to read it again without knowing what's going to happen, and it's always a freaking lie. This one doesn't